Everybody's been asking me to give them some barber tips on how to make guaranteed $3,000 extra a month. Now, the average barber, if it's talked about much, I don't know how much it's talked about, but the average decent barber makes anywhere from $800 to maybe, $1,500 for an example, $1,500 a week. The average barber, I'm talking about average. So I want to talk to you about the average barber, and then depending on how much money you make, it will depend on how much you can grow your salary. I'm going to show you how to make $3,000 more easy, right? With your clientele that you already have. All right, okay, so most barbers, if you are a barber, then you probably have the gift of communication. And the gift of communication is being able to talk to your clients, and they believe in you and they trust you. And the reason why they trust you is because they let you cut their hair. You put that razor on their head, and they keep coming back to you for a reason, because they love the way you cut. They love the way how you shape them up, how maybe the time you take, maybe the service that you give them, right? For an example, if you're cutting somebody's hair for maybe like a year, 2 years, they keep coming back to you for a reason. And I know for a fact that you didn't cut them the same exact way each time. You may have came close to it, but maybe something was off, but they keep coming back to you for a reason. They love who you are. And it's not just your clippers, they love your personality, they love your swag, they love you as a professional. So I want to talk to you for a moment, and this is for free, totally for free. And I want to give this to you because I've been looking all over, and the topics that I talk about is normally topics that I don't see other barbers talk about. And I'm going to show you over 30 years of experience that I have. I'm going to show you how to make $3,000 extra a month. Okay, I know some of you are like, this is crazy. I need to hear this. Well, step one, if you're with a barber, not if you're with a barber, but if you are cutting hair and you are more than a decent barber, if you're an average barber, as I said, the average amount of money that a barber can make. So let's round that off and say maybe like $1,200, $1,250. If you make about $1,250 a week, that would probably round out to maybe you're doing about 50 haircuts in a week at $25. For the whole week, you would probably make, with 50 clients, you're making $1,250. This is just for an example. I don't know where you're at. I don't know how much you charge for haircuts, but now across the board, the average haircut is at least $25, $20, $25, $30, the average for a haircut. So if you're charging $25 per haircut, right? And you're cutting at least 50 heads in a week, right? That's averages out to maybe about 10 heads per day. If you are doing that, if you're not doing that, then you need to beef up your clientele. You definitely need this to make more money, right? Okay, so if you're doing that, step one is to being able to be a communicative barber. So your clients, they continue to come back to you for a reason. We talked about that, right? They love you. They love your style. They love your swag. We talked about that, right? So now the step two is being an informative barber. That's step two. How can you be an informative barber? Everything you learned in school. I don't know about the barbers who've done, other states, it don't require for you to go to school. You could be, you can shadow a barber, and that's the way it was in New York for me. But I had my dad put me in barber school. So, but if you went to any type of barber school, if you haven't, you need to educate yourself on how to become an informative barber. An informative barber knows about the skeleton, the skeletal facial structure, how the bones in the structure, about the hair, about the skin, about everything. This is where whatever you learned in school, you put to use. Okay, so you have a regular client that sits in your chair, and you're gonna inform him on how he likes to look. And so you'll probably start off with something like, hey, so how often you want to get your hair cut? If you had a choice, would you love to get your hair cut every week? And then he would probably say, of course, I want to look good every week, but just my funds, right? So for an example, what do you want to, so what if I was to tell you, if you can get your hair cut and I'll cut the price in half, I cut your hair next week for like 10 or 15 bucks, right? So now this is based off of a scale for someone who's making about $1,200, $1,250 a week, doing about 50 heads in a week, right? This is based off of this. This is just an example. You could do your own math in your own time, in your own effort, right? So now that client says, well, before you give him that information, you want to talk to him about grooming, and you want to talk to him about, where does he work? Where do you work at? Oh, I work at this. I want to work here. I work at an office building. And I do computer programming, for an example. Or I work with clients. Oh, you have customers? Oh man, that's just like me. That's why I got to get dressed. I got to make sure I'm clean for my clients every day. Because they look at me. I got to make sure that I'm groomed. It's like, yo. So how about if I was to tell you that you could probably have more success in your business by just looking better all the time and being well groomed all the time? Most likely that client is gonna bite, right? That client is gonna say to you, oh, that sounds good, but how I'm gonna do that? And you're gonna tell him, you're gonna say, man, listen, I want to help my clients out by giving them more information about keeping themselves groomed, keeping themselves looking good. But you cannot do this unless you're looking good, unless you keep your hair shaped up, unless you're looking, playing a role and looking the part. Not just playing a role, you're a professional barber. And because you're a professional barber, you have the utensils, you have the things, you are fully equipped on knowing about things that he definitely don't know about. He doesn't know about his hair follicles. He doesn't know about too much grease in his hair. He doesn't know about clogged pores. He doesn't know about why he should keep a nice looking shape up. He doesn't know about ingrown hairs. You know that. That's what you know. This is your expertise, okay? And so say, hey, I'm doing something special for my clients because I want my clients is my canvas. And the more I make my clients look good is the more business I get. And it's a double-edged sword. If I make you look good all the time, you look good, you become more successful because people see that you stay groomed all the time. And if you take time to groom yourself all the time, people notice that, and it can help you get promotions, it can help you further your career, in your entrepreneurship, or in your business, or in your job, or in your growth, in school, wherever you're at. People are gonna notice that, and it's just gonna give you more opportunity. That's just a fact. Okay, so your first impressions is always the best. And so you would say something like this. You would throw this in there. You would say, do you believe your first impressions should be the best? And that client is going to say, yes, that is a fact, right? And so, okay, so you never know when your next opportunity may come or may walk through the door. So your next job opportunity, maybe from your boss or from your promotion, maybe next week or the week after when you don't get your hair cut, and then they may pass you by. That sharp haircut, that staying well groomed, staying trimmed, that may be the edge for you to get your next promotion. Okay, well, that may not work with everybody, but I would say for the greater portion of your clientele, it will work, okay? So, for an example, if you're doing 50 haircuts, and if you could get all of your clients, right, or even half your clients, it doesn't even matter. You're gonna make more money, right? If you get them to say, hey, I want you to start coming in next week, and I'll cut your hair, I'll cut it in half. If you come this week, next week when you come, I'll just give you a quick shape up, 15 bucks, 10 or 15 bucks, I take care. You tell them 10 or 15 bucks. And they're gonna say, what, are you serious? Yeah, because 10 or 15 bucks, they're gonna be thinking about, man, just cut out your maybe a fast food, or, something that you buy on the internet or something you may buy on Amazon. Just cut it out and, apply it to your grooming, your look, apply it to your brand, to who you are. And, you're talking to your client's gonna bite. I'm 100% sure they're gonna bite because I've been doing this for years, and this is how I grow my clientele to have. I never gave this secret away. I never told anybody. Everybody used to ask me in the barbershop, whether I owned a barbershop or whether I worked in a barbershop, they asked me, how do you get your clients to come every week? And I used to tell them, man, because I'm good. They couldn't understand it. Like Rod Sampson gets his clients to come every week. And this is how I done it. Over 30 years, I never told the secret. I never told anybody how I did it. And this is how I did it. And so that $15 a week, 15 times 50, you do the math. You know what I'm saying? It's about $750. And you multiply that by 4 weeks, that's $3,000 a month. So you've just made your salary go up $3,000. Some people live off of $3,000. We're gonna be talking about more secrets. I'm gonna be giving away more secrets on how to build your clientele, because a lot of barbers, they don't know how to build their clientele. They don't know how to keep their clientele. And I'll talk about more and give you more secrets on how I kept my clientele for over the years and how I made plenty of money just doing that. And you think about that, just off of your extras, your extra clients, the clients that you already have, just staying busy, staying busy. Now, here's the cool thing about that. You don't have to spend as much time on that weekly client. If he came last week to get a full haircut, this week, you don't have to give him a full haircut. All you have to do is give him a full service. And what I mean by it, maybe you put the hot towel on him, that takes 2 or 3 minutes. Maybe you give him the blade, put the blade on him, you don't have to pick up the clipper and give him a full haircut, because you want him to come back next week to get their full haircut. You following me? So this week, they just coming to get a shape up. So you're just gonna put the blade on him real quick, boom, bang them out, hook them up, you know what I'm saying? Take out your scissors. This is where you get your scissor game, trim it up, get the scissors, trim them up, take the hairs, the little extra hairs off, maybe clean them up real good, maybe put a little, after you do the facial hot towel, it takes 10 minutes, 15 minute service. If you are booking clients, if you have the next 50 clients that are coming in, you can book your clients within, I don't know what you guys do, but I book them between 10 and 15 minutes apart. You can do these clients within those times. So if you have a booking service, you can have your clients come in between those times and bang them out if you're on point of your booking. If you're on top of your booking and you do appointments only, then you can have these clients come in between time. And so your clients, you won't even notice that you're doing 100 heads rather than 50 heads. Does that make sense? So if you're doing 50 heads, then you can actually do 100 heads, because these guys who are your last week clients, they're coming in doing, getting quick service, and they know they're coming to get quick service because you come to get them in and out. So they're coming in, say, a Thursday or Friday, and they looking clean. They ready for next week, and that following week they're coming in to get a full service, and they're on the books for your 45-minute or 30-minute or hour, however long you do your service. Follow me? That I gave you for free. Holla at your boy. See you next week.